episode 1-1-0-8. Down to dunk. I am Luke, joined this evening by Taylor.
I'm sorry, baby, can't you see? I'm calling. A guy like you should wear a warning. I'm dangerous. I'm false. Slam through.
And Jay.
It's Jay.
And Alex.
When the cat's away, the mice will play.
It's cheese time, boys.
Oh, it's cheese time, down at Hooker's. Andrew's not here, so it's a mashup of the Fry Pod and the Wednesday Pod.
It's a little something that we like to call Thursday.
Who
that's
will
right.
win Thursday? Whoever wins this podcast owns Thursday.
Yeah, we should start doing daily pods. I'm
Yeah,
sure
you guys
someone
should
would
do
listen
that.
to them. You guys want to start with the starters, the All-Star starters just announced.
Oh, talk the town.
Talk
Talk
of the
to
Town
town.
announced
Talk
on
to town.
TNT was not. Now I was not paying attention when it was actually happening. It was not spoiled. Is that correct? They got through it without it being spoiled.
I
think that's
also
correct.
not watching it.
Oh, okay. Well, that was the big deal this year because usually Shams and Woj like spoil everything beforehand. Okay, the East starters: Trae Young, DeMar DeRozan, KD, Giannis, Embiid. Now KD will get replaced by someone. Any quibbles? Any quabbles with that? I think that's kind of what people expected, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I think so. It feels right.
That feels right. Nothing weird there.
Nothing
now the
weird.
West.
Okay, now the West. We got Steph. Makes sense.
Yep.
Ja Morant. It's his first All-Star game and his first time as a starter. Both in the same year. That's pretty impressive.
Pleasant surprise.
Pleasant surprise because you thought, oh, maybe it'd be Luka or something. Although I think Luka's a front court. Then we had LeBron, duh, and then Jokic. Okay, fifth starter, Andrew Wiggins, number 1 pick, plays for the Warriors.
So first All-Star game for Andrew Wiggins too, correct?
Yeah, that's true. So both him and Ja, first All-Star game and their starters, which is impressive, I suppose. Did you guys look at the voting?
Yeah,
'Cause
and
I
then
thought
like
it
50% fan vote over, like they take 50% of the fan vote and 50% of the players and coaches. And Gobert and Draymond Green both got higher, but apparently not high enough comparatively to overtake Wiggins for the fan vote that he got.
Yeah, the way they do it, they like skew the media vote where you get less points as you get more votes from media. So for instance, Andrew Wiggins got like 3 points for getting 3 media votes, whereas I forget who the guy, it was like LeBron, because he got like 65 votes, he got 8 points. So like it does not go up 1 for 1. And so because of that, Andrew Wiggins was able to get in over Draymond, who like you would think the Warriors fans who else is voting for Andrew Wiggins among fans? Like, who is so excited about Andrew Wiggins that they're tweeting out about him other than Warriors fans who you would assume would also be tweeting for Draymond Green, but Draymond had like 1 million less votes or something. I thought that was
so strange.
a little
Yeah,
confusing.
like Wiggins wasn't even in any conversations for All-Star, right?
I mean, he has been among like Warriors fans, and like occasionally you'll hear like a national pod say like, yeah, I mean, Wiggins, like, I guess you gotta like at least mention him. Like he's one of those people. But I mean, after the voting, I think there were people who were suspecting that he was going to be a starter, but I still think people were pretty surprised. As was I. I mean, your other options like Draymond, a lot of people would have want Rudy Gobert. I think Luka does count. It's it's a weird thing with like the guards and forwards. Any of those options, I think everyone would have just kind of like went about their way. I don't know what to say. I mean, good for Andrew Wiggins, I suppose. Honestly, I'm just like blown away by the Warriors fan base that they were able to do this. I assume
And
that's how this happened.
I just always, and maybe this is wrong. Maybe this is bad. You know what? I take full responsibility. This is not connected to the podcast. I always feel like when these things happen, it's because a lot of the NBA fan base in Asia gets on the voting. Like whenever there's surprise people that vote and pop up.
Well,
I don't know.
Yeah.
Are there a lot of Asian Warriors fans?
Well, no, like we've had that with like Zaza because like his home country voted for him and like he almost like got in or he was high on the voting. Like I'm sure like Rui Hachimura, I didn't look at his voting, but I'm sure he got like a lot of fan votes. So like I'm sure there are those guys, but like it would be Canada that would be, maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's Canada. Maybe Canada voted for Wiggins. He was the chosen one back in the day. He was going to be Maple Jordan. Yeah. So anyways, I think that's weird. And that means that somebody's going to get left off who is pretty good.
Well, and I was going to say it didn't really bother me that much because there wasn't anyone I was like, you know what, that guy, I really hope he's a starter for Western Conference.
Yeah, like Gobert should be that guy, but we just don't like him.
Yeah,
and so like I'm never going to go to bat for Rudy Gobert.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, he probably should have. Okay, before we get into the main event, which are these trades that people sent in, I just wanted to go over a few little bits of news that came out today. Just get your guys' thoughts on them and talk about them a little. The first is for some trade rumors from Jake Fisher, who said for teams inquiring about adding Oklahoma City swingman Kenrich Williams, the Thunder's asking price so far has been categorized as a first-round pick. Now, any thoughts about that?
I'm sorry, I have to break in here with some Wiggins news. I think this will help us too after that conversation. Yeah. People in the comments saying K-pop fans were voting for Wiggins because there's a K-pop singer named Bam Bam who's an ambassador for the Warriors, and I guess he got K-pop fans to vote for Wiggins. And we all know how K-pop fans band together and accomplish humongous achievements.
That's interesting. Okay. So it's K-pop. I mean, that honestly makes more sense than anything else I was going to. I mean, like I didn't even believe the Canada thing because it's like, why wouldn't they have voted for him in the past? Or anything?
Right.
Yeah, that would make that makes a lot of sense if that's correct.
I'm not sure it makes sense, but it helps this.
It's an explanation. That's all we were wanting.
Yeah.
Any thoughts on this report? I mean, we just haven't heard anything from national media really about Oklahoma City and the trade deadline. So it was nice to just get a little nugget of something, even if it wasn't that much.
Yeah, Sam Vecini mentioned Kenrich Williams as well, but it's just hard because if it makes sense for me, I don't really get it other than just the fact that they realize that he is pulling them more towards the middle, but they've been really bad with him on the floor even recently, like regardless if it's plus or minus. Overall they're losing games even with him back, and I don't think it's really necessary unless it's a decent first round, but Kenrich Williams is not going to get a decent first round pick.
Right, which makes you think that they know that and they don't want to they're not going to tell another team like he's untouchable. Like, yeah, the bench guy on this 14-win team is untouchable. We're not even listening to offers. So, but you could understand them saying, okay, yeah, if you gave us a first, maybe we'd think about it. And I just don't see the team that's going to do that. I think there's teams that could use him, obviously. Like Suns fans, when I saw a few Suns fans tweeting about that report and being like willing to do it. Like, let's go. Like, send him first. I don't care.
The Thunder are this year's Suns first. So they would.
We do, yeah.
2024, is that correct?
It would have to be in the future at some point. I don't remember the protections on this one, so it would just be 2 years after whatever this one was.
Yeah,
do it already.
But again, I don't think I think that was the whole point of saying they wanted a first, because they just don't think anyone's going to give a first. Because I mean, I think we all agree that there is some offer that Sam Presti isn't going to turn down. I mean, that was his whole justification for trading the 16th pick, was that those getting 2 picks for that 16th pick was just so far and above what they were expecting. That's why they did that deal. So you have to assume that like somebody could come in and bowl them over, like a team that you think is mediocre, and they offer you like a top 10 protected pick. Like at some point you have to do it because the value is just too stupid. But I just don't see that happening. And I like Kenrich.
Yeah, but should we wait on that? Should he be waiting on that?
It's not even that he's waiting on it. It's like he's not expecting to get it. They just like Kenrich.
Yeah, but should he?
Should he like Kenrich? I don't know.
Well, should he? Should we keep around players that help them win?
Honestly, the way they've been playing lately, I've become less and less worried about it.
You don't even care about the Muscala, and when Muscala hit that 3 right at the buzzer too, I was like, "Wow, that's beautiful tanking right there." You could have put him in like 3 plays earlier the other night against the Bulls.
Oh yeah, and then that screwed up the line.
Oh, did it? What was the line?
I think it was like Bulls +3 or something. It was something where when Muscala hit that, it screwed it. Like it flipped.
Beautiful.
He's really good at that. He's really good at dramatically changing things with last-second shots in meaningless games.
It's amazing. Contender needs that.
I mean, Contender does need that. Now, one name that was out there that I just want to throw this out there, because I'm sure Thunder fans, a certain segment of Thunder fans, are very interested in this report. This is also from Jake Fisher. One team contacted by Atlanta regarding John Collins told Bleacher Report the Hawks were only seeking a valuable first-round pick and a starting caliber player in exchange for the talented young forward. John Collins is only 24. He signed a 5-year deal, and he signed like a good 5-year deal. He's only making like $25 million a year. He's a good player. It's very weird to me that Atlanta is suddenly like not just including him in like hypothetical Ben Simmons deals, that he's now getting included just like, hey, if you can send us, like Harrison Barnes in your pick, I'm thinking of the Kings, like that would fit that asking price. And like, why wouldn't the Kings do that?
Yeah. I don't really know. I feel like John Collins has been in trade rumor talks from the Atlanta Hawks for like 3 years now.
He has, which is the weird part, because it's like, well, what's going on here? And on some level, you know what's going on here because there's been reports like every single year. Yeah. Like last year, it was him like calling out Trae Young during a film session. This year, coming out to The Athletic and saying that like I want to get more touches. I want to be a bigger part of the offense. So like we know there is something underneath there, but I still find it very strange because obviously they liked him enough to give him the big deal this summer. Maybe they just figured, well, we're going to move him anyways.
Especially in that playoff run they had, he was really, really good. And I remember him saying something like, yeah, I feel really comfortable in my role and I feel like I've figured out a way and we've all figured out a way to use me and to score and to do whatever I need to do. And it really seemed like he kind of bought into that team and what's going on there. So I don't know. Maybe it's just that like, because they're worse this year that he's worked up and he's a hard player, a hard personality or something. I don't know.
Would that be someone that would excite you guys? Because obviously we always talk about the idea of packaging some of these picks. I don't know who our starting caliber player could be. I mean, honestly, it would probably have to be someone like Dort. Like who I mean, I don't know if you're getting John Collins for Kenrich Williams and a good first. Like he's not even starting on our team. But like, is that?
I mean, he should or could start for the Thunder. But yes, I get what you're saying.
Yeah, but like,
does John Collins excite you?
I mean, on the one hand, he can shoot. Like, and all we've talked about this year is like how painful it is to watch this offense sometimes because you're kicking out to guys who are shooting like 32% or less from 3. And so to have a big in the 4 spot who you can count on going forward is going to be a shooter, that opens up your flexibility a little bit more at the center position, because now it's not as important that you get a shooter. And now, because like there's some people out there who are really into Jalen Duren out of Memphis, but like the idea of adding Jalen Duren to this team without John Collins like is terrifying to me, because like that's another not just bad shooter, it's just like a non-shooter adding it to this squad. If, however, you had another shooter next to him and a good shooter, like all of a sudden you're like, okay, like maybe that could work. And again, he's only 24, like he's right in line with Shea. So I don't know. It's again not something that you think the Thunder would do given where they are right now. But
it'd be definitely something like, I think if you knew kind of who they had or got through the draft, if they did land, you probably get some redundancy with the Jabari Smith, Chet Holmgren next to John Collins. Kind of makes sense. You don't have a lot of body there, but that's going to be the knock against Chet for his whole career. So I don't know. I know they're going to try to make a move at this trade deadline. I think the Sixers kind of make sense for John Collins. I've seen that one a lot with the Ben Simmons, and I know they'd have to put in like Herter or Bogdanovich or maybe both of them. I don't know what they would have to do to make that move, but that's the one I keep hearing. I'm like, that's kind of intriguing.
Yeah, I think that one would make sense. I really do like it for the Kings, because if they really are not going to tank, which everyone is reporting that like the Kings are going into this deadline wanting to make a move to get better, that's the kind of move where I would feel like it's justifiable, because you're adding a young player to Fox and Halliburton. If that's who you really do want to build around, at least that makes a little bit of sense, even though I think they should just be bad because they are bad. But
who did you say they'd send back for John Collins?
Oh, like Harrison Barnes, and like the Kings pick this year. Like I would want the Kings pick this year. Like yeah. I don't believe that putting John Collins on that team is suddenly making them a playoff team. Like they're still going to be bad, but you might be able to convince them to give you like their top 4 protected pick this year, plus Harrison Barnes. I mean, that I'm just saying that fits whatever that report the package is. I still have a trouble believing that that's all Atlanta really wants, but I don't know. I just wanted to bring it up because we keep talking about, when is OKC going to go in for somebody? And it seems like there is a young guy out there. So I just wanted to bring it up for that reason.
I think there is an encouragement, at least in that, to say like, so these are the kind of things that Oklahoma City could be looking at in 3 years or in 2 years, right? If they hit in this draft top 3 and then back around in 2023, deadline, they're still around where they are, assume a little bit better. I think that these are the kind of trades that are going to be available as you kind of look forward. And so, I don't know, that's maybe a little encouraging.
Yeah, I agree. I was thinking like if this was 2 or 3 years in the future, this is something I think the Thunder should do. But right now, I don't think it's something the Thunder should do.
Or if they had gotten a big in last year's draft, and like if they had Mobley, and you kind of feel like, okay, we know who one of our front court guys is. Or if you were somehow allowed, which would be illegal, but if you could go in the future, you're not allowed to go in the future. If you could do it and find out who you're going to get in this next draft and then make a decision.
And just to clarify, like Alex said, we can't go into the future only because it is illegal. It is illegal.
Do not
go to jail.
Hey, we're trying to get the law changed, but as of now, it is still illegal. Okay, real quick before the trades, I just wanted to bring up some G League stats. They were posted by Joe Masato today. Let's start with the positive. Teo Maledon, 14 G League games, averaging 17.7 points, 5.5 rebounds, 5.5 assists on 50% shooting, 38% from 3. Coach Dagnall said he's been really impressed with Teo's play. They recalled him today, and Dagnall wants to reward Teo with some opportunities. I mean, listen, it's the G League, but considering where he's coming from early in this season, where I've basically like it's over. Like it's not over, but like I was checked out on Teo. It's nice to see him. It seems like he's making a little bit of progress, getting back to some version of a confident Teo. Like
It's
that's
mostly
all I want.
the field goal percentages with him that are like, okay, normal shooting percentage is great. Actually, better than normal. Very good shooting percentages in the G League. But I think this year, what's he been shooting? 25% in NBA games. So
His threes were at 17%. Oh, he's up to 18%.
Wow. So he's
28%
basically
overall.
he's doubling his field goal percentage in G League. And then if you compare that to Poku, which Poku, that's on here too.
Read it out.
He is shooting 37% overall, including 30% from 3-point range.
Which is actually an improvement on his percentage as well from the NBA.
Not quite the doubling of the field goal percentages of Teo's,
but if we're being positive, they both improved in the G League, just to different levels.
Can we send Poku to like a 5A high school to see if he improves like more?
I mean,
percentage is still not above 40%.
It would be fun if you could. So somebody later asked a question about the Premier League. Well, like in English soccer, there's like so many divisions of football, and you can loan players in between those divisions. It would be fun to just keep loaning Poku to lower divisions until we see like, oh, that's the like good. That's what the good version of Poku looks like, because we really haven't seen it. Like he had like that one game against the Clippers, which screwed us. And that was like his probably best game as a pro. He's obviously had a ton of flashes, but seeing him just like consistently be good, I don't even care what the competition level is at this point. I just want to see what good Poku would look like on a basketball court.
You know what those videos are going to look like, right? They're going to look exactly like the videos that we got before he was drafted in tiny gyms with multiple courts in the same building divided by nets between the courts. That's how low we'd have to send him before we start getting the what we're looking for here.
Send him to the lighthouse. Let's get him at the lighthouse for some late night runs.
That'd be awesome. I would go and walk.
Jay would fight him at the lighthouse.
Yeah,
Jay would body him up.
I mean, he's got some trunks, though. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
He does.
Oh, he got a donkey. He's got a dumper.
What?
Huh?
Oh no.
Oh wait, what are you talking about?
Anywho, so things aren't going as well for Poku. Taylor's gone.
Taylor's gone.
Taylor canceled himself.
He muted himself. Here's my thought: is that we need to let Poku know that we're unhappy with this, and he needs to improve. Our beginning video for like the YouTube thing of our podcast, YouTube version, is all Poku.
Yeah, but some of it's him getting like crossed up and on the ground. So I wouldn't say it's like super positive.
I think we just need to take some of those off and say it's
the full Poku experience.
We need to take some off, and then he needs to earn his way back.
Yeah, I'm sure he cares about that.
Luke, let him know, dude. You know what he needs? A Pokemon tweet.
He needs a Pokemon tweet. I've been thinking it. We'll see.
Hey, bro, just checking in. I'm 15 years older than you. I just wanted to let you know I really want you to start playing better.
Hey man, if you want a Pokemon tweet, you gotta earn it, man.
Yeah, I have a Pokemon tweet planned for you, but we're gonna need to see some better percentages out of you.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm a 35-year-old man. I have a Pokemon tweet planned for you.
Yep. There's just gonna be a lot of words in that sentence that he doesn't understand and that he does not like.
He will see like 4 red flags in like 20 words.
Yeah, it's gonna be great.
So I would say I'm officially. I mean, I guess I would say I'm worried about Poku. It feels like as this season has progressed, we as a fan base have just kind of like been taking more eggs out of that Poku basket. Which last year we were just piling the eggs in. You know, we were just so excited. It was
too many eggs.
Too many eggs.
Yeah.
Whose eggs are whose basket do we have the eggs in right now?
So it's Poku's
Good
basket,
question.
and we're putting our eggs into it, like Easter
Yeah.
eggs.
No,
Now,
but Luke is asking, where's the new basket?
are our eggs?
Oh, I'm putting it in my pockets. I haven't decided yet.
Not just eggs yet.
Yeah. Now, if you guys have somewhere else you want to put your eggs, like another basket, let me know.
I'm in this next draft basket.
Okay, that works.
It's
Works. Now, there's, I tweeted out that I think Poku is entering or at least flirting with the idea of his fourth-year option not being picked up. So how that works is by next October, the Thunder have to decide if they want to pay his contract for the following year. So like the year after that, his fourth year. Next year's his third year. It's already guaranteed. Poku will be here. Don't worry. But will they decline his fourth year when he would be making $5 million? And then his fifth year, which would be like the qualifying offer, that's $7 million. Which at that point, like they really could decide whether they don't want to do anything or not. But by next October, do you think there's any chance they decline his fourth-year option?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
I think so.
Taylor thinks so.
I do think.
I mean, my thought with it has less to do about Poku, and it's more just like
draft.
Yeah, like we have right now we have 4 top 34 picks in this draft. Now we could consolidate those like we did for Poku or for JRE, and so maybe we only bring like 3 rookies in this next draft. But even then, like the roster crunch has to come from somewhere.
Yeah.
And if you look at the players on this team, like who do you believe in less right now? In terms of
I would have said Teo.
I would have said Teo as well. But then you see these stats from Joe Masato and you say, we got to give Teo another shot here. He shoot 38%. Like who else is there? Like maybe some people would have Bays just because Bays is further along the contract schedule, you know, because he's up for like extension this summer. But I think I
just want to play the devil's advocate a little bit with Poku in the sense of like, I don't feel like he's had as much of a chance to do anything. Now, I'm not watching G League games, and so he may be out there with, 38 minutes and has the ball in his hand 90% of the time. But it's like the way they were using him with the Thunder was like, what do you want for him to do? Like he just kind of as a screen setter and rolls around and shoots occasionally. Like the reason he was so intriguing last year is he had a green light for some reason all of the time.
It was great.
And this year, it felt like his leash has been much shorter, which is maybe justifiable. I can't not say that he obviously didn't play to earn more of that. But it's one of those things where it feels like Mark just doesn't like him. He's like, nope, Poku's going to be at the G League forever.
Well, I think that this year they were trying to see, like, can you play basketball in a role? Like, can you actually play basketball with other players on the court, like as teammates? And I feel like that's why it looks different. And it's like, well, no, maybe not. Maybe you're
And Jay, you're right in that, like, the argument for Poku is very easy to make. It's like he just turned 20. He's still one of the youngest players in the league. We knew when we drafted Poku that it was going to be a long process, and that if he ever did hit, we actually probably wouldn't see anything until like maybe the third year at the earliest, but probably even beyond that. I mean, people are talking about Talen Horton-Tucker this way, where it's like he's also 20, is not a good NBA player at all right now, but the Lakers like have to use him, and the Lakers already committed money. But the idea with Talen Horton-Tucker is like eventually all of this will make sense. And I think that was what we were hoping to a much grander scale with Poku, because like THT has some, like he looks like an NBA player, whereas Poku does not. So we were kind of wish casting a little bit, but still, like even the best idea of Poku wasn't going to come to fruition for a couple of years. We knew that, and maybe that's what the team is thinking. But at some point, does the team keep wanting to invest in him? And if he's not getting first team minutes with the Thunder, and he just continues to play in the G League, I just don't know. Like, are those minutes? is that development time better served with someone else? We'll find out. We'll find out before next October. And I think you're probably right. They probably will pick up his 4th-year option.
I don't know. I'd like to see develop and put development time into besides Poku. I wouldn't want to do it with anyone else but him.
He would be your number 1 on the team
right now.
Sounds like you still got eggs in his basket.
No, but
Luke, let me see that basket.
No,
hey, let me see that basket.
Wait, let me count your eggs. There's a couple missing. Where are those?
Let's just say they're in a Poku fanny pack.
Oh,
I
want Poku to be good, but
we all do.
I know, but I want him to be great.
We all do.
But yeah, but I'm up for 5 more years of Poku on the blue developing.
5 more. Wow. So you actually want to give him his 2nd deal already. You would like to extend him as soon as possible.
Hey, you got to get in early for a good price, and that way when he develops, he's the best, the best contract in the league.
Buy low.
Buy him. Okay, I'll buy low. I'll throw a few at Poku.
A few eggs.
Few eggs.
Okay. Any more thoughts on Poku? Can we move on to the what?
He doesn't get all my eggs.
Okay.
I have no more thoughts.
Luke, can I have an egg?
No, you're not getting an egg.
Oh, should we do we don't have the drops today, folks. Should we do Tayshawn's Factoid Fickery Dickory next?
Sure.
Bloop, bloop, bloop. Tayshawn's Factoid Fickery Dickory. Oh,
we do have that. Okay, that's good.
Wow.
Got
we
that.
do have Luke, the human drop machine.
Bloop, bloop, bloop.
Hello, I'm Tayshawn. I'm Tayshawn, and this is my Factoid Fictory Dictory. So we all have hobbies, right? Well, did you know that NBA players also have hobbies? Huh. They're people just like us. Alex left. Well, I have a couple on here. I looked up some NBA player hobbies, and there's some classic ones here. Like we got Chris Bosh knows how to run JavaScript, right? Java. I don't know how you say that. Pau Gasol plays the cello. Timmy D playing Dungeons and Dragons. We all know those, right?
Yeah.
Well, I have two pretty cool ones for you. I'll start off with Zach Randolph. Zach Randolph, I read, likes to build miniature ships inside of bottles. Have you heard that?
No, I haven't
neat.
heard that. No.
I've never heard that.
And I even heard that he may have gotten some teammates in the past to also build miniature ships in glass bottles. Well,
cool.
How about this one? Karan Butler is an expert on straws and can differentiate fast food straws via taste.
I do remember that one. He could chew them because he was always chewing straws, I believe.
Oh, wow.
Also, Karan Butler is like a franchiser of Wendy's, Burger King's, man. So, of course,
really?
This is what
It's
he
about the
does.
straws, man. He knows it's really about the straws. And I wouldn't say, I don't know if that's a hobby as much as it is a really terrible superpower to know where the straw is from based on taste. But anyway.
Yeah, I would watch someone do that once.
I'd watch a YouTuber do that. Karan Butler should YouTube. Oh, we had someone say, is this an article from 2010? Well, the reason that all these names are this is because it's from a Reddit post from 7 years ago. So
how did you find that? Any info on players still in the NBA, says Grape Ape.
I couldn't find any recent articles written on
Wait, how did you
NBA
end
player.
up on a Reddit post from 7 years ago?
Well, because I was thinking about what this segment is going to be, and I thought there's probably some funny NBA hobbies out there. So I just searched it, and this came up.
Is Andrew watching this and controlling everything?
He should be in bed. He should be in bed.
Oh,
he should be asleep.
Must be.
Yeah, I'm like, because he asked the question. He posted.
I was wondering who was doing all that.
Oh, wow.
Down to Dunks,
Andrew,
this is an article from 2010.
We're going to need a little bit more support from you right now, okay? So
Andrew's trying to sabotage the pod.
Yeah. So anyway, my question to you, if you can guess what the question's going to be, what are your do you have a weird hobby or a weird thing that you can just do?
What do you mean thing you can just do?
Well, Karan Butler's thing is not a hobby. That's just like something he can do.
Okay, but
So,
Zach
like,
Randolph's is not
is a
something he
hobby.
can just do.
That's a hobby. I said a hobby or a thing you can just do. What
So you're
are
just-
you my teammate right now, or what? What's going on right now?
I don't understand what you're asking. You're just asking what our hobbies are?
Yeah.
I just asked you. I
Yeah.
literally texted you this like an hour
No,
and a half
you said-
ago. So you could
no,
come up
you-
with it.
Yeah, I know, but you said that might
Andrew's
not be
about-
considered a hobby.
Andrew just
Well,
cuts
yeah,
the feed.
would you consider Karan Butler's straw tasting ability a hobby?
No, that's more of a talent.
Yeah, and I just really wanted to include that in the segment.
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
I think that's Andrew signaling segment's over.
Thanks a lot, guys. Thanks for your help.
No, I got you. I got you. I watch a lot of YouTube, which would be maybe considered a hobby, but some of the things I watch, some people might think they're weird. The rabbit holes I go down. Recently, I've been really into car crash compilations.
Ooh.
I've been watching a lot of car crash compilations where it'll be
Really?
like 20 minutes of just nonstop car crash, and I will just sit there silently in my
What is
room.
wrong with you?
No, listen. It's actually really educational because we all drive. Do you not drive?
I do.
And it's the same as like watching fight videos where you kind of pick up some knowledge in case I'm ever in a fight. I can see, I don't want to be kicked in the head. That's the main thing I've learned from fight videos. But with the car crash videos, you get to put yourself in the view of the dash cam, and you're kind of predicting what's about to happen. You got like 10 seconds before the wreck happens, and it helps with the mind. It's like playing like Luminosity, some of those mind games. Gets you really sharp so that when you're in a car, you'll be able to pick up the patterns of a coming wreck quicker.
Huh.
Okay, so this is all for your own safety then. That's why you watch these videos.
Yes, and I just
Yeah,
like the
sure.
crashers.
Have you found that you're getting a better driver?
No, I'm actually becoming more reckless. I've started
Yeah. It's
driving
actually inspired you,
faster,
yeah.
switching lanes, no turn signal,
Right.
weaving
You
in
know,
and out of
lines.
traffic.
When I was like 16 or 17, like in high school, and I would merge onto highways,
Yeah.
there was about a 6-month period where I would not check my mirrors or look when I merged onto highways. My thought being, if everyone else is doing their job, I don't have to do this. And I can just merge, and I'm coming over, and everyone else needs to get out of my way and do their job to allow me to get over.
So that would be offensive driving as opposed to defensive driving.
Yeah.
Offensive driving. And I was doing that. I mean, it was probably at least 6 months, but maybe a little bit longer. And looking back, I'm like, I'm probably pretty lucky I didn't cause a wreck.
Yeah, you're also
Or
what's wrong with
you
this
might
country.
have. It just might have been. It might have been in your
I
rear
did.
view, and you were
I
just
did.
gone.
You had no idea what was going on, bud?
I didn't check. I just got in there.
Like, well, I wonder what that big sound was. Oh well. Not
Can't
gonna
look at my
check.
mirrors.
Luke, I don't want to see you in one of these compilations.
Oh man.
I would hate to see that.
Oh,
It sounds like you might actually want to see him in one of these compilations. You
By the way, I
you
went to
deaf
Chick-
freak.
I went to Chick-fil-A 2 weeks ago, merging back onto the highway. It was one of those times where, like, for whatever reason, this is the part of the highway where everything's coming to a standstill. A car came screaming down at like 60 miles per hour. A car changed lanes slowly, completely hit it right in front of me. And I've never been like that close to a wreck that didn't involve me.
That's pretty startling.
And I just
Hmm.
went around him, kept on my
See
way.
ya.
Honk honk.
You okay? You okay?
honk honk.
Honk honk.
Get out of the road.
Hey, get out of the road!
We're on the highway.
Hey, your car can't be sideways in the highway.
Alex's hobby or thing he can do and just do is watch car crash compilations.
Yeah.
And car crashes just happen to be happening right in front of him now. Seems a little suspicious.
That is. It's kind of like a Final Fantasy or Final Destination,
kinda
not
like
Final Fantasy.
Small Final Fantasy.
You are saying exactly what you mean tonight, actually.
What?
Hey friends, let's move on. Let's move on to the primary reason we are all together with our trade grades. Before we do it, let's take a quick break.
Beep 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 beep. That's it. That's a break, right?
Honk honk.
And
Jada-
we're back.
Honk honk.
I don't have any hobbies or weird things like that. I can't compete with the last 15
was
minutes
gonna
of
say,
commentary.
You moved on because you didn't want to talk about your hobby of picking your own toenails and eating them.
No.
Jay,
no.
that's dick.
Okay, we're doing trade grades.
Okay,
Okay,
let's do it.
so this is the third year we've done this, the third annual trade awards, Down to Dunk trade awards. Each year, I give the Down to Dunk listeners 5 categories of trades to do. They send in their fake trades, and then I go through with Andrew usually and pick winners. And the winners, I will DM you after, and I will send you some Thunder rookie cards of some of the players that we just talked so glowingly about, including Alexei Pokusevski. I'm liquidating my collection. No, I'll include some dorts in there to make a fair deal, so you're not just getting Pokus. But Pokus are cool too. We like Pokus still. I have an egg left. So how this is going to work? I'm going to start with the first category, and if anyone has a nomination, like because you guys read through them. I mean, I know Luke didn't, but some of you read through them. If you have a nomination, speak up. I have one in mind that I like, but I'm open to considering others. The other thing I want to say is thank you for everyone for participating. This podcast wouldn't be anything without our listeners.
Aw.
That said, I might make fun of some of your trades tonight. It is not personal. And let's actually start this out with a thought experiment. Okay, guys. I'm going to give you a thought experiment.
Oh, I love these.
Okay. Imagine it is 2027. Okay. The Thunder are not just good, they are contenders.
Mm.
Last year in the 2026 draft, we had one of the Clippers picks and it landed at number 2. We finally got lucky with one of these picks that came through and we drafted a big man. Okay. And we're pretty excited about it. I mean, it's Presti's pick. Now, this big man, his first season doesn't go so well. You know, he has some flashes, certainly, but he's a little injured. The next year, so now it's only his second year. Remember, the team is a contender now. Are you willing to trade that player for the 7th man on a 14-win team in the league? Do you have any interest in that?
No.
Yes.
Taylor, you do.
Yes.
Yeah, you're
anything to keep the contention ahead of us.
Yeah, the point of this is to say that I got a lot of trades where we are trading Kenrich and or Dort for some of the Warriors' young guys. To which I would just say, you got to put yourself in the position of these other teams. Imagine that you were in their position. Like, I know that we think James Wiseman's value is low, but just imagine if Sam Presti drafted a number 2 overall pick. And yes, he had a rough season, but like, I would never in a million years want to give that person up for just some role players from another team, even if we are a contender. That is to say, if you send in one of those trades, you might not win tonight. Okay, so category number 1, pull the lever. Now, these are trades that the Thunder are trying to get worse. The Thunder are trying to solidify their place in the reverse standings. For this trade, personally, when I was picking a winner, I was trying to find one that legitimately would make the Thunder worse. So not just like make them sort of worse or questionably worse, that would definitely make them worse. And maybe there was some other bonus for the Thunder thrown in there. So does anyone have any nominations for this category that they would like to say?
Jamon? I have one here.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's this one from, I think it's from Sam Hollins, if I'm at Ham Sollins, the one that Oklahoma City getting Torian Prince and Leandro Bolmero for Kenrich Williams, 2022 pick, and Darius Baisley.
Yeah, so the idea with that trade is you're basically swapping picks with Minnesota, except in our case, we're giving them the Phoenix pick, which is right now is like the 30th pick. You're getting back the Minnesota pick from this year, which maybe it'll be like around 20 to 22. You're sending out Kenrich and Bays. You're getting back Torian Prince, Leandro Bolmaro. That's a deal. Okay, so that's a nomination.
I don't know about Bolmero. Is he like a decent player?
He has not really gotten any minutes for them thus far, and I did not really know about him going into that draft, so I don't have a strong opinion on him. He's averaging. He's played 24 games for them.
Yeah, but the point of this, to clarify, is that the point is not to get fair value or a good trade back from West City. The point is just to be.
It is to be bad, but if we also get a little something back, that obviously would make the trade better. And if it's also believable, that would be the perfect trade. If it's believable, we're getting something back and we're getting worse, that would be the perfect category 1 trade.
Okay, well, let me try this one then. So that was, I was just looking like what trade that would make the Thunder immediately bad by getting nothing back.
Right.
I was intrigued at least a little bit by the, thanks, by the Nick Claxton, Kenrich Williams thing. But I just feel like that still kind of keeps, I mean, I don't know how good Claxton really is, but that one's from at the Brody 2020.
Yeah, the thing with that one is that even if you don't think Nick Claxton's like an amazing player, he is a defensive-minded center, which is like definitely something the Thunder do not have. And if you plugged him in to this team with healthy Shea, healthy Dort, healthy Giddey, you could imagine them being solid. In the same way that like those few moments we had with Shea and Moses Brown, like it looked pretty good actually with Shea. And so if you had a rim running big who's also pretty good at defense, Nick Claxton, I don't feel like that is a pull the lever trade in as much as it's just like, I like that trade, but I don't know if it fits pull the lever. Taylor, do you have any before I reveal my nomination?
Well, I have two that caught my eye mostly because I like the thought of them more than they actually work well. So I hope yours are serious and good because I don't have either of those. Here's the first one. It's with the Warriors. It's from Sean Cargill. We gave the Warriors Kenrich Williams and Lou Dort, and the Warriors give us Andrew Wiggins, Jonathan Kuminga, and Moses Moody. So there's the first one that I loved. I loved that one.
Yeah, all-star starter Andrew Wiggins,
and their 2 draft picks from last year. I also really liked this one, which involves a 2-way player. It's with the Warriors again.
Okay,
it's a lot of Thunder fans really just want to trade with the Warriors for some reason.
I know. That's why that's why I wanted to preface all of that with bringing up that scenario to explain why I was not considering any of those trades.
Well, I got
Taylor
one for
wants Nico Mannion.
Yeah, Nico Mannion and Moses Moody for Mike Muscala and Lou Dort.
I looked at that one. Nico Mannion is, I don't know how that person did that trade because Nico Mannion is not in the NBA. He is playing in Italy. He's not even, he's not a 2-way guy. He's not even in the league. He's in Italy. Okay.
Really?
Here's the trade I liked. It was a 3-team trade. The Pacers getting Kenrich Williams. The Pelicans getting Mike Muscala. The Thunder getting the Pacers, getting 2 second-round picks from the Pacers, 1 in 2022 from Miami, 1 in 2023 from the Spurs, and then getting another second-rounder from Utah through the Pelicans. Basically, 3 second-round picks for Kenrich and Muscala. Why I like that trade, you're saying, oh, that's not very exciting, 3 second-round picks. 1, I think it's realistic for what Kenrich and Muscala's value is. 2, the bonus of this trade is you're boosting up 2 teams above OKC. You're boosting up the Pelicans and you're boosting up the Indiana Pacers. You're giving them 2 players who could potentially help them when they are on the court as plus-minus stars. So, yes, you're not
Wow.
getting a ton back. You're getting 3 second-round picks, which I actually think is fair for those guys. Because, again, I don't think you're getting a first for Kenrich. But you're boosting those other teams. And if the idea of a trade is to pull the lever and solidify your tank position, I think that trade does it. And that trade was from @Tyler Nevins.
That's a good
Mm.
trade. I love the idea of the boosting trade.
The boosting, it's two-pronged. It's
Yeah,
two-pronged.
it is. It is, and that gives
It's-
you double the chances.
Ooh,
And-
what's he gonna get? Can you show us a card?
No, they're all upstairs. Listen, not a sexy trade at all, but those are the kind of trades I look at.
There's nothing sexy about hard work.
There's nothing sexy about her. Okay, so I'm awarding that one to Tyler Nevins. I heard enough good thoughts from that. We're moving on to category 2, push for the play-in. Now, this is the category that none of us are really excited about because we don't want to push for the play-in. That sounds dumb. What are we, the Kings? We have 14 wins. We're 6 games behind the Pacers. Oh, there. Tyler Nevins is watching live. Boost, baby. Congratulations, Tyler.
Wow.
Okay, so the idea of this trade, what I was thinking of when I picked my winner, I needed to find a trade that actually would make the Thunder significantly better because they need to get better quick in order to push for this play-in. I'll start off with the one that I picked. It's from Taylor Lynch. Wait, wasn't Tyler? Okay, Tyler won category 1. Taylor Lynch, a trade between the Kings and the Thunder. We get Harrison Barnes and Rashawn Holmes. So right off the bat, yes, they're Kings, but a starting lineup of, Shea, Dort. We don't give up Kenrich in this deal. You could have Kenrich, you could have Giddey, and then Harrison Barnes, Rashawn Holmes. Like, that's a pretty strong starting lineup. And all we have to give back, Derek Favors, great. Darius Baisley, the Clippers pick this year, and then a 2023 round 1. Now, again, I don't want to do any of these trades because it's push for the play-in, but you would have to give up at least one decent first if you're getting back both Harrison Barnes and Rashawn Holmes. So as much as I hate the trade because I would never want to do it, I do think it's a realistic in terms of the value because you're also making them pay for an additional year of Derek Favors because he still has another like $9.7 million next year. So it's Favors, Bays, 2 first-round picks for Harrison Barnes, Rashawn Holmes. Again, hate the trade, but in terms of pushing for the play-in, that was the one where I was like, those are 2 actual NBA rotation players solidifying the 2 worst positions on the Thunder. It could potentially work.
Yeah.
What do you think about this? What do you think about these? There's a few of them that had a Christian Wood. This one from Brother Reed is 2 firsts. Trey Mann and Alexei Pokusevski for Eric Gordon and Christian Wood.
That trade sucks.
I despise Christian Wood.
Yeah.
The idea, like, not as a person, I've never met him, but like, go look at the teams Christian Wood has been a part of. They're all horrible. He is currently on a horrible team, which he is playing a significant role in their horribleness by just being like a terrible vet. He has such bad vibes attached to him. I am not convinced that he could ever be part of a winning team, which is why I did not pay attention. As much as I like Eric Gordon, I do think Eric Gordon would be very nice for the Thunder because he's a really good shooter. He plays defense. Christian Wood is just like red flag city for me.
You're saying known loser.
Yes. Christian Wood is a known loser.
Oh man.
Absolutely.
Hate that. I appreciate the one that sent Derek Favors and Poku to the Lakers in exchange for LeBron James.
Yes, I did get some trades like that, which
Pushing for the plan.
might take us to the plan.
Think so.
I do like the very first one that's on here, which is with the Kings, and it's Derek Favors and the 1st round pick next year via Miami and the 2nd round pick next year via Denver, and we get Buddy Hield back.
See, the problem with that one,
They would be so bad on defense.
And it's kind of like another Christian Wood situation. Like, are we sure that
How dare you? You're
Dude,
an OU grad and you talk
I-
like this?
Listen, Buddy Hield's team that he is currently on, the Sacramento Kings, lost by 50 points the other night. And after the buzzer, he's laughing it up, hanging out with the Celtics, having a great time. He doesn't care.
Do you want him
doesn't
to be
care.
mentally
Trade for him.
unhealthy? Listen,
just-
maybe he's learned how to be a little bit more like zen and happy in his life, Alex, without depending on a basketball game to make him happy.
Maybe he
What
has,
is-
but I'm trying to get to the play-in, and I need some killers.
Oh,
What
he's
about
a
this one
Killer.
from-
We've seen him
What
kill.
about this one from Evan?
We have, but it's been a while.
What about this one from Evan ETM, which is there's a few different ones, but trading Favors, Baisley, Dort, and 2 firsts for Pascal Siakam. Like, what does Pascal Siakam do to raise the floor of this team?
A lot, and that ain't happening.
Yeah, I don't think that would be. I don't know. Maybe it would be enough, but I just don't think they would do it. But maybe. But yeah, if you bring Pascal Siakam here, Siakam, is it hard A, soft A?
Jock 'em.
Siakam or Siakam?
Shock 'em. Shock 'em.
I always say I think I like Siakam, but
I say Siakam.
okay, Siakam. He's definitely good. He's been much better over this recent stretch. Is he pushing you to the play-in on his
I think-
own?
With Shea and Giddy and Dort. Wait. Who left again, Jay?
Just
Yeah,
favors.
Favors,
Dort.
Baisley, and Dort.
Favors
Hmm.
Baisley Dort.
But we still have Kenrich.
You
You
do.
do still have Kenrich. You
And the
still
2
don't have a
firsts- The
center.
2 firsts are Miami's and Denver's. So you're probably looking in the 20s.
Yeah.
I don't think Toronto probably does that.
You
Oh,
can
Pascal
Siakam.
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 Spicy P.
Spicy
P.
P.
Okay, I'll let you guys vote. Would you rather get? Because I do think those are the 2 strongest. Even though I don't know.
Rashawn Harrison Barnes. That's the best one. That's the one I like the most.
Oh God, it's so boring though.
That's what do you want? It has to be believable. That's what the trade awards are. We're asking people to great babe. If you're listening to this podcast, Andrew, who is not here but is in control of everything, keeps posting a comment from a Down to Dunk listener, Grape Ape, that says, WTF, this trade sucks.
Yeah.
And I have to imagine Grape Ape isn't posting this over and over again. So it's just Andrew doing it at this point. Okay, we're moving on. So that was Taylor Lynch 12. Congratulations.
Congrats on your future card.
Category 3, sync the clips. For this category, all you're trying to do is make the Clippers worse. Now, there's a few different ways to do that. You could actively make the Clippers worse by trading away their players, or you could try to boost multiple teams below them.
Another boost trade.
Another boost trade. So there was one that I liked. There were actually a few that I liked. I mean, this one is a little bit easier to do because there's so many different ways to do it. Unfortunately, with the news of Nasir Little, torn shoulder, out for the year. That's kind of a blow to Portland, which would make you think they wouldn't make some of these moves anymore. But we can still pretend. Okay, I'm going to throw 2 out to you that I liked. One is from KLefty3354. Trailblazers acquired Jeremy Grant from the Pistons for Robert Covington, Anthony Simons, and a 2028 first-round pick from the Blazers. I think that's fair value for Jeremy Grant. I really like Anthony Simons. I think he would fit wonderfully next to Cade Cunningham. I think he'd be great. They have a lot of cap space this summer, so they'd be able to sign him in restricted free agency. So I like it for Detroit. Jeremy Grant is the type of player that Portland needs, in that he's a shot creator down low, but he also plays defense and is much more versatile than any other big they have. So I like it for that reason. Now, obviously, in this scenario, Dame needs to come back or something, and you're only affecting one team below the Clippers. But I still think it's solid. Another one I like, a 3-teamer from the Brody 2020. I should probably. I was going to say I could share
Put 'em
my
up.
screen, but it's actually very blurry. Okay, in this one, Trailblazers get Domantas Sabonis. Okay.
Mm.
The Pacers get Jackson Hayes, Anthony Simons, and Nickeil Alexander-Walker.
Okay.
And the Pelicans get Robert Covington. Now, you also include 2 picks going to Indiana. Now that I'm looking at this one, why would the Pelicans do this? The Pelicans just gave up Jackson Hayes and Nickeil Alexander-Walker for Robert Covington, who is an expiring. I mean, I liked this idea because you're affecting more teams. You're affecting 3 teams. And 2 of them are currently below the Clippers, Portland and New Orleans. I do think Covington makes New Orleans better. I think Sabonis makes Portland better. But I don't know why New Orleans would do this trade. Why would they trade Jackson Hayes and Nickeil Alexander-Walker
You know what,
What
dude?
about-
for Robert Covington?
What about this one with Domas going to the Spurs for Thad Young and Josh Primo?
So I love the idea of Sabonis on the Spurs, but what we've heard in terms of like what the Pacers are asking for Sabonis, like they're wanting, they said they wanted a Vucevic package, which would be like 2 firsts and a young player, because the Magic got Wendell Carter Jr., the 1 Chicago first last year, and then another Chicago first.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're the Spurs, if you did like Josh Primo, let's say he counts as one of the first, a future San Antonio first, and then like
Derek White.
or who's the Keldon Johnson?
Mm-hmm.
Like, is that enough? Keldon Johnson, Primo, and a Spurs first for Sabonis? I think that's like closer in range.
Yeah, but what does that? I mean, the Spurs are such a strange team. Like, what does it do with Sabonis on that roster? Like, obviously, he's an improvement.
He's honestly probably not a good fit with Jakob Poeltl.
Yeah, I was about to say Poeltl and him.
Yeah. But he does seem like a Spurs player. That part of it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
I also love the comment from from Just on a Quest. He said, "You said sink the Pacers, right?" On this trade. That's all I have. So.
Okay. Any that
Good job.
Good job. Any that stood out to you? Any other ones that I can consider?
Ben Simmons on the Pelicans is interesting to me.
Ben Simmons on the Pelicans. What would
Yeah,
they
but they
have to
get rid of
back?
Zion for that one.
Oh,
I didn't look at that part.
I mean,
never mind. Not
probably
interesting.
that Pelicans trade for Muscala and Kenrich, the Jackson Hayes and a first for the Thunder for Muscala and Kenrich Williams probably improves the Pelicans.
Yeah. Why would we do it though?
Yeah, I keep forgetting that this has to be something that's real.
Because
I mean,
we would
like Jack. I mean, you got Jackson Hayes in a first.
Oh, that was to the Pelicans. Sorry, there was another one exactly like that to the Kings. Jackson Hayes in a first. Yeah, I can see that one. I see which one you're talking about right now. That's at _ Pat Riley 33. I definitely think that
at block _2 chains.
Oh,
well, then there's 2 that did that one.
Well, this one you did the Taylor. Wait, there's another Taylor Lynch one. The Trailblazers get John Collins, and the Hawks get Robert Covington,
the
Larry
Hawks aren't
Nance
doing
Jr.
that for Larry Nance and Robert Covington.
Well, and
Woof.
a first rounder
Woof.
and a first round pick. Isn't that what they wanted?
A lottery protected 2024.
They wanted a really good pick and a starter caliber player.
Well, you get
Okay, what about this one? Last one I'll bring up, and then we'll move on. If we don't pick a winner, that means none of them were good. Okay, 3-team trade. The Pistons. Actually, I already hate this one. Okay, never mind. All right. Well, I'll pick that one on my own. I don't feel like any of them stood out. Next.
Are you picking one?
No.
No.
You are, Luke. Which
Just
one
pick
did you like?
Not tell us.
Well, I just I don't love any of them because I
What do
wouldn't
you think about @Schmiegwell _, which is this trade doesn't happen, so that's what defeats it. But if you threw in a pick or something, Trailblazers getting Justin Holiday and Miles Turner for Robert Covington, Joseph Nurkic, but you'd have to add somebody else, like a pick or a player like CJ McCollum, and you're out the money somewhere else.
Yeah, like I love that one for next year, but like Miles Turner apparently isn't playing the rest of the season because he has a stress fracture in his foot. So you're really just adding Justin Holiday to the Blazers and taking away 2 of their starters. So it's not really sinking the Clips in that scenario. All right, let's move on.
Hey, in the middle of this, can I do a quick L-Man deep dive? I have a question.
Yeah, let's do it right now. Let's take a break, do L-Man deep dive.
Here's my question. I want to poll you guys and see if my house got broken into.
You want to poll us?
Yeah, I want you guys to think of what you think about this. Got home from work the other day. It's actually my dad, but it's to my house in Stillwater. Dad got home from work the other day. The side gate to the backyard is open.
Normal wind.
Okay. The back door is open.
Also normal wind.
Okay. Nothing is missing that we can tell from the house.
Sounds like wind.
You just think wind?
Wind steals nothing.
I think sexual criminal.
Okay.
Probably somebody still in the house with you, to be honest.
Well,
Did you check that?
We checked the basement,
a disgruntled former client, maybe?
Under the beds. No one's there. None of us have been stabbed yet.
Are you sure you checked everywhere? Why was your back door locked or unlocked?
We think unlocked.
Is Luke about to get murdered on this live recording? Someone sneaks up.
Do you guys have any animals?
No.
Okay. And can your animals open doors?
No.
So,
I mean,
so the day it happened, not particularly windy.
Okay.
Do you have an attic?
Yeah, but you can't. Yeah. Yes.
Listen, let me tell you a story. There was a woman in Edmond, and she kept thinking like that she was forgetting things and leaving food out and whatever. Turns out there's a guy living in her attic for like 8 months, and every night he was coming down and eating food in the kitchen and then going back up there and staying quiet up there.
How did she never wake up?
She was an old lady by herself.
Really?
Classic old lady. Sleepy old lady.
Are you sure she just didn't have a roommate?
Andrew, you need to highlight that one.
1 hour, 10 minutes. Andrew, we still got to get to TQs.
So we're thinking on being broken in. We're voting no.
I mean, the fact that nothing was missing, obviously rules against it. Although you may have just not found the thing that, like, you have so many things.
No, I mean, in store, not really. I checked. Really, I have a PlayStation 4 still here. I have a Nintendo Switch still here. That's really all I checked.
So, okay.
You checked the things, the only things you cared about.
So I might check literally anything else.
But nothing else. Nothing was like mussed around.
Luke's standing in a completely empty living room, but his Switch and PS4. Yep, everything's here.
I guess
looks great.
Gone.
Nothing was mussed around. You know,
mussed around.
Okay.
It would be cool if. Are you sure that this isn't someone you know? Someone could be playing a prank on you.
No. I think that no, because there's no prank items have been left.
No prank items.
You know, sometimes in my house, what can happen is if one of the doors shuts and there's like a vacuum that you don't fully
Yeah.
the garage door. That's what happens to us sometimes. The garage door will stay just slightly open, and then just like the garage door shutting or whatever, and it just kind of opens back up. So I bet you're
That's
fine.
true. Or you had a secret pooper. Did you check the toilet?
Toilets,
Some people,
poop free.
yeah. Well, they probably flushed it actually.
Yeah, did you ever hear about this woman in Edmond?
Yeah, she'd show up and think, oh, I keep forgetting to flush the toilet. There's always a poop and there's always a log in the bowl.
Oh, I wake up in the morning and I poop at night.
And she thought you just kept forgetting to flush the log. Turns out this dude was logging it up in her toilet for 8 months.
Log it up. Okay, we're gonna go to category 5 because that one's more fun. So this is the freestyle category where people could do whatever they wanted, and even though I understand the ramifications if this person won because they live in Germany, Fluky, I really liked what Fluky brought to the table. Fluky says, "What's freestyle in German? Exactly, Freestyle. So the trade is for 3 players to the Magic to complete the German Fünferpasch lineup of Schroeder, Bonga, Wagner, and Tice.
Oh,
And
I like this.
As a bonus, Raptors and Celtics avoid the tax."
Oh,
So it's practical because Raptors and Celtics get below the tax, and you could create an all-German lineup.
we
Dennis
get a
Schroeder,
Fünferpasch.
Isaac Bonga, Franz Wagner, Mo Wagner, Daniel Tice, Fünferpasch, which I Googled to find out what that meant, and I couldn't find it. So if Fluky could let us know what Fünferpasch means, hopefully it isn't a
you need to stop saying
terrible
it.
word.
Then. If you don't know what it means, you need to stop saying it.
Well, why
You're not
would
gonna say it
Fluky
anymore.
lead me down this terrible road? What if Fluky's trying to get me canceled?
Oh no.
I don't know. We don't know German humor.
But I really like that one. But I want to bring up some other ones that I also liked.
You gonna mention
well-
John Jester's the all green team?
Yes, the all green team from John Jester. He created a team with every single guy in the league with the last name Green on the Celtics.
Oh wow.
Because Brad Stevens, who is uninspired by the Celtics team, wanting to show the Celtics faithful that to be a Celtic and wear the green and white means more than what this team has shown, he decides he's going to find players who know what it means to represent that famous green. So he gets Danny Green, JaMychal Green, Javonte Green, Jeff Green, and Josh Green. Special consideration for Draymond Green and Jalen Green was made, but let's not get too silly here, John
Well,
Jester
listen.
says.
Yeah, let's not get too from the jester himself.
No,
From
I
the
like
Jester
also-
himself.
I like
you
that
re-
because I could do play-by-play for that lineup. It's green to green, green to green, green to green, green for 3. I could do that.
Green.
It's green. I could do that. I could
You
do that.
can't do a broadcast.
Your
Can
house
I-
look awfully empty whenever you move the phone.
Yeah, it looked like things were missing.
I think this is
Luke's sitting on a cardboard box.
But my PlayStation 4, my Switch are right
a
here.
PlayStation 4, my Switch. I'm fine. I will.
Hey, Can I make a proposal? Because category 4, rumor mill mania. No offense to anyone who sent in a trade for that, but I literally hated every single one, and I I could not find one that I liked. But I love the German team and I love the green team, and I almost want to award both of them prizes.
Well, they're both very
Let's
good.
do it. I agree.
Okay, let's do that, and then I'll pick one for Sync the Clips because there were some good ones in there. I'll go back through it, and I'll pick someone. All right, so that wraps up the trade awards. Let's go to Twitter questions. Keep Andrew up forever.
All right.
Twitter questions. Okay, let's go to some Twitter questions. These are updated, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. First Twitter question comes from Ham Sullins, who wants to know, how is Alex's journey in the Premier League and Brighton fandom going?
It's going great. Down to Dunk says rapid fire. No thanks, Down to Dunk.
Yeah, rapid fire D's.
Rapid fire.
Rapid fire D's, Down to Dunk. It's going great. I watch like 3 games a week. Much like the NBA, I don't care about the good teams. I've watched 1 Man City game. I've watched 5 Newcastle games and like 7 Norwich City games. They're the like worst teams in the league. I love relegation. I think it's so fun. I love Brighton, and I think I might enjoy soccer more than basketball right now, based on how the Thunder are playing.
Oh no.
Okay, next question.
All right,
I'm
our
just-
next question comes from @RobSpencer02, who wants to know who wins in a 3v1 fight to the death. Tayshawn, Alex, and L-Man versus Jay.
Oh, that's easy. I'm in a car, crash into Jay. Done.
Professional crasher.
Rapid fire.
Oh man. Okay, our next Twitter question. Let me get back to it. Okay. The next question comes from Me Love Thundamo, who wants to know what is one improvement you hope to see from each of the 4 rookies for the second half of this season.
Shooting.
the
Next
ball.
question.
Shooting.
Okay. Next
Rapid
question.
fire.
Shoot
Next
it well. Shoot it
question.
well.
Fire these.
Question comes from @Zach Deeg. If you found out Presty is a milk in bowl then cereal kind of guy, how would that change your opinion of him?
Zero.
Actually
He's
kinda
probably a
makes
weirdo
perfect-
anyway.
perfect
He's
sense.
dry cereal.
Okay.
He doesn't eat
Next.
cereal.
He
Next.
does. He doesn't eat cereal, but he does like milk, and he drinks it out of a bowl.
Like a cat.
That's the only way he will drink it.
Hey, this comes from @TylerCarroll12. So you guys think there's anyone in this draft that has the opportunity to be better than SGA's ceiling?
Better than SGA's ceiling. I mean, to be fair, like obviously no one would have said that about SGA coming in the draft. That's why he was drafted 11th. So I wouldn't hate anyone for picking someone. I'm personally super high on Chet. He is not. I don't foresee him being the. Obviously, he's not going to be the type of creator that Shea is, but the numbers he's putting up in college are rivaling like some of the best draft prospects of the last decade. And so I am all in on Chet. I know people love Jabari or love Paolo, Jaden Ivey, but if I was to pick one for this, I would pick Chet.
Is that where your eggs are?
Yes, in fact, they
I'm
are.
a Jabari man. I'm a Jabari man.
Jabari man.
But yeah, I get all the chat. I like it, but
Chet.
All right. Our last Twitter question comes from Pepsi @Pepsi United, who wants to know, what do you think about Dort's possible extension? Does anyone agree with @Mikey Berra that $17 million per year would be a terrible contract?
Terrible. God, it's hard to call that terrible. He's still good. 17 million a year feels like that's a fair contract for Dort at this point.
it was John Hollinger mentioned on the Wednesday pod that he thought somewhere around like the 13 range made sense. And that's partly how they would have to extend him if they extended him. I can't remember. It gets real blurry at 10:30 at night. But
Well, you know, it was eye-opening for me because I was listening to Hollinger and Duncan, and they were just going through fake trades that listeners had sent in. And Nate Duncan brought up some like Dort trade and poo-pooed it because he said, well, you're at least going to have to give up 2 firsts for Dort. And
Dang.
Hollinger was like, what? And like, it just let me know that like, there's smart people out there who have like very different opinions on Lou Dort. Like the fact that Nate Duncan thought that automatically like, well, you're at least getting 2 firsts for Lou Dort made me kind of like rethink his market value a little bit. That said, like, I think once you get into the $17 million range, I don't know if that's like definitely a positive contract anymore. If you do end up moving on from him down the road, it's probably like a neutral contract, kind of how like we feel about Marcus Smart's contract right now. Like for the right team, for a contender, paying Marcus Smart $17 million a year is probably fine, solid, but it's not like everyone would want Marcus Smart right now. Whereas like Lou Dort on a $13 million contract, I feel like pretty much any team in the league would happily trade for that contract. Even though it's a difference of only like 4 million, it's just like 13 million Lou Dort is like, I could trade that to any single team in the league. 17 million, you're probably shrinking down your possible suitors, but it's still, like you said, it's still probably a fair deal. but I don't know if it's like a positive deal. On the other hand, the Thunder like got away with murder on his first contract, so
Yeah.
I can't like be that mad about it if they do end up paying him that much.
Hey guys,
Luke?
are you miffed and are you peeved?
I have a really good one.
Oh, go.
About 2 hours ago, I received a text from one of our full-time employees that he is quitting effective immediately and will not be in work tomorrow. And I saw him like 3 hours before that, and he was fine. Nothing was happening. Nothing was going on. So we're pretty miffed about that right now.
Did you say anything to him like right before
No.
he left?
No, that's what we were talking about. We were like, what? No, he said he had some reason for it, but
Yeah.
it had nothing to do with us. So, all right.
That's
I mean,
good.
we'll just take your word for it, I guess.
Huh?
But kind of miffed about that,
You're miffed.
Sounds like he left you on the lurch.
Hey, we're lurching hard. And you know what?
What's
Took
that?
some eggs back from that basket. You know what I'm saying?
Yikes.
Well, I guess he threw our eggs back at us.
Huh. He did.
Yeah.
What about
Man.
you, L man? You miffed and peeved, man?
Oh, no, I'm not miffed. I'm not peeved. I'm just.
L-Man's sitting on a single chair in an empty living room,
It's
playing his
it's,
Switch.
it's a couch. It's a sectional couch, and there's like 3 sections missing.
Those tweets that are like, guys will do something like, guys really will have an apartment that looks like this. It's mattress on the floor, like a foldable chair, PlayStation TV. That's my life. That's
Maybe
me.
the robbers came in and were just like, "Oh no, we
Oh,
can't
no.
take anything more away from this man."
Ooh, no. Yeah.
What about you, Al?
I'm trying to think, but I think I'm pretty G and B'd right now. Pretty G and B'd. Nothing
You got
going
a
wrong.
stylish little pullover on. I'd be GB if I was wearing that too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What's on that? What's on that, baby? Cats?
I don't know. It's from one of the great things about Portland is we have so many like big time companies out here. So we have like the Columbia employee store, Nike employee store, and Adidas employee store,
Ooh.
all within like 10 minutes. And so you get the little coupon to go visit them, and everything's 50% off. And just one of the benefits of living in Portland, Oregon.
Wow.
Is
You were
it-
drunk
is it-
with riches.
Is an employee store like an outlet store?
Yeah, but it's like a super outlet store because it's all employee prices. So outlet stores actually like are worse clothes.
Yeah.
Did you know that?
What do you
like,
mean?
Like they make clothes specifically for the outlet stores that are not they're
Oh.
not clothes that are like moved from the good stores and then sent to the outlet stores. They're specific for the outlet stores, and they tend to be worse, like in terms of quality and everything. So yes, they're cheaper, but they're not the same quality. Whereas an employee store is the exact same clothes, just marked down.
I knew that
I
because
had no
at
idea.
stores there's a store called J. Crew Factory,
Yeah,
and J. Crew Factory is their outlet, but it's not the same stuff.
not same stuff.
Yeah.
Did you used to work at J.
Not
Crew?
same stuff.
I worked at J. Crew for one holiday season.
No.
And what holiday was it that you quit on? New Year's, right?
New Year's day before New Year's. They said you were scheduled for New Year's Day. I said I asked off. I shouldn't be, and they said you're scheduled for that. I said I really shouldn't be, because I did not go. And that was it.
I'll be in.
Do you
Dallas.
have like a fisheye lens on your phone or something?
How I
Like
look.
when you get
This is how I look. That's rude, dude.
No, dude, it really is like
No, dude, Luke's face just looked like a fish.
This is how
Luke's face is just a
That's why I was
fishbowl, man.
Luke's face is just like so perfectly round. When he-
blah blah man.
Hey, glub glub, man.
Blah,
Blah, blah.
That seems like a good time to end.
blah, blah.
Hey, this is my bro Fishbowl.
Andrew's
His
like
face
passed
is
out
like
on his
glub.
couch in a
Just gonna
fever
run all
dream.
night.
I woke up.
I woke up and Elman looked like a fish.
podcasting, but just saying bloop bloop glub glub. I didn't know what was going on.
Well, we can't end it because, like we said, we don't have control over it. So, Andrew, if you want to end it, you can end it whenever you want. But I guess until you end it, we'll just keep going.